Good evening, everybody. I'll clean my glasses as usual while we wait for everybody to get here. So, hi, Rob. I won't say what I was thinking. Hi, Paula, Doreen, Kathleen, Saz, Joanne, Dawn, Julie, Jan. So, I'll clean these. It's always a good idea if I can see what I'm doing, which I can't at the minute. I'm looking at the screen, but it's just a blur. Put your glasses on, Phil. Hi, Sally Ann. Right, here we go. I can see again, which is an absolute bonus when you're making cards. There we go. Oops. Right, I'll put my Specsavers cloth to one side. Let everybody get here. Oh, just pop back over to Facebooks. Oh, crikey. Right, hi, Marie, Linda, Emma, Anne, Lynn, Anne, Annette, Lee, Susan, Judith, Jenny, Carol, Caroli, Sandra, Deborah. Oh, you're coming too quick now. I can't keep up. Right, let's take this screen off. I think you're going to like this tonight. This is proper. You've not missed anything, Jackie. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Janice. Sue. Anybody I've missed? Hi, Vicky. Yeah, I think you'll like this tonight. So when I was thinking about what to demo, I thought, I know, let's have a challenge. Let's try and make 3 cards, and let's challenge myself even more and try and do clean and simple in the truest sense of the word. And it's kinda what I'm doing. You all know that my version of simple is not necessarily simple, but I think tonight is. And I wanted to do something with the texture dies because I've not had a chance to play with the 3 new ones much. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Well, 2 of them I am. And I don't know whether you've all seen these. I mean, texture dies is something that I release quite frequently now. I always do them in sets of 3. And I loved the concept when I first started doing them, and I absolutely love them even more now. So the idea was that you could tear into these, tuck them underneath your flowers, etc., etc. But these are obviously more than just texture dies. And the things you can do with them are, oh, congratulations for your new home, Hope. These obviously do more than what you think they do, because there are just so many different ways to use them, and I'm gonna do 3 different ways tonight, and it's not even scratching the surface. Remember the card I did a few weeks ago? It's already on the YouTube channel. So 3 cards, yeah, I will get 3 cards done. Honestly, they are clean and simple. Still stuff to do, obviously, but I will get 3 cards done. I wanted to show you a couple of different ways to use these. One we already know about, but it's the way you put the card together. And clean and simple can be absolutely fabulous if it's done. I'm not going to say properly, but I love it the way I do it. Hi, Chrissy. Hello, my darling. Missed you. So I wanted to use the texture dies to give you a couple of ideas. So first things first, we've actually done way more texture dies than you think. Some have sold out, some you can't get anymore. Can't get the trellis anymore. I think the honeycomb is about to go. Most of the cascading ones are very limited, and the new ones are. So I'm going to put this to... You need that in your life, everybody. You need the Christmas one in your life, a snowflake medley. So I'm going to put these by. I just wanted to show you just how many there are, because you just don't realise. I don't even realise, and it's me that's designing them. 3 cards, yeah, 3 quite easy cards, so don't worry. Still work to do, but Facebook won't let you comment, Elaine. That's very strange. Are you signed in? Maybe you're not signed in, Elaine. I'm not sure. Oh, bless you, darling. You've had a lot on. I know. Well, I'm glad you're here. I've missed you. Right. So first things first. So for tonight and until Saz finishes her demo on Thursday evening, we're giving you 10% off all the texture dies that are in stock. So whatever we've got left, I honestly don't know. I've got no idea what's left in stock, so go to bed at 10. Hi, Jean. Go to bed at 10. We'll be done. I've not stopped working all day, so I won't be here till 10 o'clock. Thank you, Anne. That's lovely to hear. I've never done 3 before. You're right, Margaret. Hi, Sue. Everybody, it's Sue's birthday today, Sue Reardon. So say happy birthday to Sue. She's 20. Is it 29 or 28? So I can't quite remember. No, Lee, don't be ridiculous. You've just had that all weekend. So you've got 10%. Hi, Isabel. You've got 10% off all my texture dyes, the ones that are in stock anyway, until Saz is showing you another way to use these on Thursday evening in the Facebook group. So make sure you tune in for Saz's demo because it looks stunning. So, and another way of using these dyes. So I am doing 3 cards tonight. We are going to get cracking because although I think they're very simple and easy, they probably will take longer than I think because I'm rubbish at time management. Elaine, yes, you are signed in. How strange. That's just Facebook for you. Facebook is an absolute you know what. So reminder to everybody on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, please. Civil play. Rob will be the monitor for thumbs ups. So we're going to start with, I'm using tonight the filigree hearts. So I'm using the filigree hearts, which is one of the latest ones, yeah. I'm also using, and you know I love this one, I'm using the intricate tiles. And I'm also using my other favourite, which I think this might be my favourite. And that is the Floral Link. So the Floral Link. So they are the 3 that I'm using tonight. I am obviously using other things alongside. And I will show you things as we go along. Just to make sure. So just in case you don't know, everybody's saying happy birthday to you on YouTube as well. So, first things first, let's get the first card done. So this one is obviously going to have a little bit of paper piecing in. A little bit, I'm not doing loads. And all of the cards I'm making tonight are the same size. So everything is, I can't say it's 7x7 because I think it's a little bit, oh, it's just a little bit under 7x7, look. And that's purely because I don't work in inches, no pun intended. It's because I cut these in centimetres. Oops, I've just banged the camera. That's what you get, Phil. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I always cut my card in centimetres, so it's just easier for matting and layering. I can't be doing with this 7 and then 6 3/4 inch and blah blah blah. Right, so we are obviously doing a square card, and I'm using the Floral Link, which is my new favourite. You can So Floral Link is my new favourite, and I think it's going to be a long-standing favourite because there are just a lot of things you can do with this. You can see already just looking at it that I'm going to do a little bit of paper piecing. So I've cut this in my Olive Grove cardstock. And Olive Grove is one of my favourites. I am not a green fan, as anybody will tell you. But I love the Olive Grove. It's just such a beautiful shade of green. So I've cut 2. Now I'm making a square card. So move these to one side. And we'll work on the top part first. So this, as you can see, looks a little bit odd. So how do we make a rectangle die fit on a square card? Everything is your new favourite. It depends what mood I'm in, Deirdre. Oh, you're in Facebook now. Well done. Depends what mood I'm in. Yeah, that's true, Saz. Hi, Trudy. Hi to everybody who's just joining. Right, so I'm doing a square card. Now my brain won't allow me to put a rectangle piece on a square card. So I'm going to snip this down. Now I cut this in white and green, obviously because I wanted the white and green bits, but I am going to use white on white for this. I'm going to save that. I won't waste it. So how do we make this fit? We're going to chop this down and make it into a square texture die. And it's dead easy to do. So don't put this in your guillotine and chop. If you put this in your guillotine and chop, you will end up with the wrong shape at the bottom. What you've got to do, and this works with all of them. So if I just show you the heart one, the filigree hearts, yeah, it will work with this one as well. You can turn it into a square. Get a drink. I did think about that, David, but it does, maybe I will. I did think about that. Certainly in this type of die, it would be easy to do because there is an outline edge. Right, so we're going to make this square. How do we do it? Easy peasy lemon squeezer. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across the top. So we're going to come down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And then I'm going to snip in. I'm just making sure that that was right. So I'm going to try and do this neatly. So bear with me a second while I do this. I've just got to make sure it finishes on the right one. Bear with, bear with, bear with. I know you can't see, it's because I need to see what I'm doing. Look, I'm just snipping. I'm literally just snipping. And I'm going over and under. Over and under. I'll show you properly in a sec. Let me just do it. Because if I don't get it right, I'll have to cut another. And I've got no energy for cutting another one. Oops. Last bit, last bit. Right, so I've now made a square piece, a piece that will fit in the middle of this piece of card perfectly. So it's dead easy to do. And you know I'm not going to throw this away. Oh, I wish I was going to do it. Yeah, fussy cut in silence, absolutely. And I've not done it particularly neat, but you'll get the drift. You'll get the drift. It's dead easy. But I'm going to glitter this anyway. So I've now made a piece that will fit in the centre of this. 3" by 3" flat cards. So 2 things. We're going to glitter this before I put it on the card. And I am using tonight this is the second time in a row I've used this, the diamond dust. So I'm going to glue over the top of this using the brush and glitter the whole thing. And I'm doing this first to just give it a few minutes to dry before I stick it on the card. You can't do this on the card. You'd never be able to get the glitter where you want it. So you do have to do this before you stick it on the card. So peel that up. And let's cover this in diamond dust. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I'll be able to see if I've missed any bits. Look how pretty that is when you put diamond dust on it. How gorgeous is that? Don't worry, Jean, I've got my pyjamas on. So I'm going to just pop that to one side and let that dry for a second. So just pop that over there and let that dry just for a second. It will dry relatively quickly. The paper piecing can wait. I'm going to clean the glue off my mat. Remember, you can do this with the heart. You can do this with any of the texture dyes, apart from the random ones. So the cascading ones, this won't work with. There we go. So we'll pop that to one side, pop that to one side, and now we'll get the layering done. So making sure I don't stick the top part of my card on. This is just plain white card, no embossing folder, no nothing. Yeah, it makes it easy. Jean's just said, look, the glue with the brush makes it dead easy for the texture dyes. I knew there was a reason I had it. So straight on. So straight onto the olive piece. And then, as you would expect, this is going on with foam tape. Well, actually, Jean, it's easy. Egress. I'm getting older now, Chuck. You've got to be quicker. So this is going on foam tape. So all of these cards are going to be the same but different. So we're making a different, we're using the texture dyes in a different way on all three cards, and they're all going to look fabulous. And they're all just under 7x7, so let's just call them 7x7 or 8x8, depending how warm it is. So this is just giving us a second to let the glitter dry on the texture dye as well, which you can see is just over there drying. Actually, I think I've done one row too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's right. 6x6. So let's pop this on. Remember, all the texture dyes, you've got 10% off. And I think it lasts until Saz finishes her demo on Thursday evening in the group. Oh, what am I doing? Don't put glue on that, Mr. Martin. You know better. So just pop that straight on. And then just while we're waiting for that to dry a little bit longer, we'll come to the extras for this card. So these, believe it or not, these are the only extras I'm using for this card. I know, shock horror. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And these three flowers are actually going to make one. So one flower on this card. Shocking. Who do we report that to? Who do we report that to? One flower on this card. I've changed my glasses. We did have it, Hope. Hope's just saying we need Phill Martin foam tape. I might see if I can source it again. The people who we used to get it from, the factory closed down, which was a pain. Oh, bless you, Audrey. Texture dyes are A6, yeah. They're all A6 or slightly smaller. They're all on an A6 magnetic storage sheet. Right, so the flower. Now I'm using a little bit of Victorian velvet with this card. And I don't know whether you can remember this flower. Oh, that was my chair. This flower is the Wonderfully Plain from the Floral Finery Series 2. And I didn't do stamps to go with these. And I did that kind of on purpose because it's a 4-petal flower, and the four petals stamps from the original Floral Finery, they will kind of work with this anyway. So I'm just going to add a little bit of a little bit of stamping to this. Let's just see which one I need. Yeah, that one. That one and that one. So this won't fit perfectly because it's not designed for this flower die. However, it will still work. So I'm just adding a little bit of Victorian velvet. So just a touch of Victorian velvet on this card. It's the only place it's going to be, and the sentiment. So I'll just see if I can get that sort of lined up-ish. That'll do. That'll do. So I just added a little bit of texture look to this die cut flower. It's all about the texture. And I'll do the same on this one. So all this time I'm wasting doing this. Oops, that's a bit skewy, but it'll be fine. It's just a lot. That's a lot skewy. It's just allowing the texture dye to dry with the glitter. It shouldn't be that skewy. Phil's I'm winding down with 3 demos. 3 cards before 10 p.m. So put that to one side. These lovely little tags. I don't know if we've still got them. I don't know if it's still something we've still got in stock. So if we have, you're lucky. If we haven't, I'm sorry. So this is the smallest one, look, that gives you the piercing at the bottom and the little debossed section. So they are called the Scallop Tag Trio. So you've got 6 dies in there, 3 tags, 3 reinforcers. And my sentiment's going on here. And I am using one of the little sentiments from Just Saying. This is the Heartfelt Sentiments set that I'm using here. Phil, can I ask, what do you do afterwards with the cards you make for your demos? They're all in the shop, Isabel. So most of the cards that I do end up in the shop on display. Oh, let's have that. That's nice. And then eventually, when we've got too many, we give them away. We give them away to people who sell them for whatever charity it is at the time. So love you so much. So let's see if I can stamp this. You can see I'm doing it on a little bit of an angle. Let me just stand up to do this. It's good job I've got my pajama bottoms on. So I'm stamping this on the angle because I know the tag is going on angled. Oh. And then that can be put away. And then hopefully we can now get the texture dye on and start doing a little bit of paper piecing. Put that there, put that there, put the lid on, put the block away, leave the flower for a minute, and we're going to put the texture dye on here. So it's just dry enough that I can put the glue on the back now. So it's not 100% dry. I should really leave it a little bit longer. But 3 demos, you know. So back on the back of here with the brush glue. So it doesn't matter now if I get it in between the grooves, because it A, will dry clear, and B, I'm going to paper piece some of this. And I think that's one of mine. That's revolting, look at that. Ugh. So let's just pop this straight in the centre. And because this is not 100% dry, don't be tempted to run your finger over this. It needs to be it needs to be an acrylic block that you put over the top of here. So put an acrylic block over the top to push that down and just hold it in place for a second. I'll just clean my mess while I do that. Remember, this is not 100% dry. It should be done when it's 100% dry. There we go. Bring that in and show you. So it literally just pops that in the middle. And now that's on there. I'm not sure what that... What's good? Yeah, floraling. Yes, you can use spray glue, Jackie. Personally, I don't mind the spray glue. Just remember, you need to be in a ventilated window. Are we being spammed? I've just spotted a load of removed by moderator. Are we all okay on YouTube? The chair does get blamed for every noise. But it is the chair, I promise you. Karen's on it. She's... Can you ban them? Oh, there you go. Right, so let me just give you a tip. Just while we get over the spammer, just be warned, I've just clicked on a link and there was a lot of undesirable pictures on there. Don't click any of the links unless it's one of ours. It's nothing to do with us, Judith. It was spam. Right. So just remember, can you see, look, because the glue was not dry before I stuck it together, it's a little bit raised. So I'm just going to pop it in. There's an infiltrator in the group as well. I can't check, Jean, because I'm live. So somebody's in the group who shouldn't be. I think Karen's banned them now anyway, so it's gone. So I'm just holding this down for a second just to allow that to dry for a little bit longer. Yeah, I know, it does my head in. This is why I'm so careful who we let in our group. That's all right, Chrissy. I hope everything's all right. Right, so let's get this card put together because we've got 2 more to do. So I would normally leave this a little bit longer to dry, but this is obviously going on foam tape. Hi, Tina. Carol. Is that what they were, Carol? Hi, Shaz. Is that what they were? Oh, I wish I'd click the link now. Oh, that'd be no good. I'd be disappointed. I'd have been disappointed if I'd got naked women on mine. I'd have asked for a refund. I'd have asked for my money back. Oh, that's so funny. Right, come on, Phil. Get with the programme. Oh, I like it both ways, look. Right, so let's get this... Let's get this card made. How long have we taken? Oh, no, we're all right. This one is the longer one because I've got to do a little bit of paper piecing. So I am using some glue gel on this. I don't know whether you can see. Look, can you see how it's bowed? That's because the texture die wasn't set before I put it on the card. So always make sure you allow it to dry before... Always make sure you allow it to dry before you start adding any foam tape or anything to it. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue gel on, and that should get rid of the bow, the buckling, because I can weight that down. I can weight that down with an acrylic block. Put Jean on them, set Jean onto them. Mind you, Jean might like the links. If they're any good, Jean, let me know. Right, so I'm going straight into the middle, look, with this layer. Remember, I've got a little bit of foam glue gel on the back of here, so it's a little bit higher than it should be. But the glue gel will help me. There you go, look. The glue gel will help me keep that flatter. So, top tips if you have to do this, pay attention because this is a useful tip. So I've had to put the glue gel on because it was buckling. You can see there, look, it's just a little bit raised in the centre. So just while I shape the flower and everything, what I'm going to do is pop a couple of my dies on the A5 sheets. I think there are 3 there, look. I'm just going to put that to one side and sit that on top. And that will distribute the weight evenly, and it will help it to dry. It will help it to dry flat. You lot are so bad. And I've lost my phone now. Let me just find. Oh, I can't use that one. Have I got another one somewhere? Bear with me a sec. Let me just remind you all as well, just whilst I'm shaping flowers, actually I think it might have already been fully booked now, but the online workshop on the 29th, this morning when I posted, we had 4 places left. I'm not sure whether they've all gone or not now. No, you don't need to do anything. If you clicked it by mistake, don't worry. As long as you didn't purchase anything or put any details in, you should be fine. Right, so I'm just going to shape this flower, and we'll do this super quick so I can get on with the next one. So the demos I'm doing this evening, I'm doing two everyday ones, and I'm doing 1 Christmas one, just to show you some variety. Yeah, I don't think anybody clicked. I don't think anybody clicked anything. Right, so let's just shape this flower up. See, this is what happens when we do 3 demos. 3 demos, everybody's delirious. Everybody's in shock because I said 4 demos. So 1 little flower. And that little bit of stamping looks lovely on here. So that little flash of the Victorian velvet looks really nice. And then a white pearl, I think. Then we'll go white. No, don't, Vicky. How pretty is that lot? Easy peasy. So a little, oops. I'm just going to put a little bit of glitter on the tips of this. So bear with me a second. It's clean and simple, but we're doing it properly. And as I say, I am using the diamond dust for this card. Diamond dust is really quite pretty. It's quite delicate, look. And then whilst we've got the foliage here, I may as well do this at the same time. I may as well do this. I thought I'd done this, to be honest, so forgive me. I've been doing the online workshop card today. For those of you that are booked in, you're going to absolutely love it. And for those of you that haven't booked in, if you fancy joining, assuming we've got any places left, because I do stop at a certain number, you need to get yourself booked in before the end of tomorrow, because it'll be closed after that. In fact, Karen, if you're still watching, will you pop the link on for me, please, for the online workshop? I can't actually see the screen at the minute because I'm concentrating on this. And for anybody who's asking me questions, I will look later when I've got a coffee and reply accordingly. Right, so all blinged up. Blinged. Got one more row of glitter to do, so just bear with me a second. We're going on the piece underneath. I'm just going on the white piece underneath. I should have done this before I put the top part on, to be honest. Here we go. Not bothered if it goes onto the green, it will be fine. And we are almost done with this first card. So this demo is showing you how to change the size. Obviously you're not stupid, you know you can just snip them, down. But it's nice to be able to see how they work on a square card as well. So although I've designed them in A6 size, they've all got massive snippability. Nearly done. Nearly done. Right. Couldn't see the screen because she'd gone blind from watching. The odds of me watching them are very, very slim. Right, so super simple card. We're almost done with this card. I'm just going to pop these two tags together. I'm not going to put any glitter on this tag because we've got glitter everywhere else. So it just gives it a point of difference. So a little bit of glue, tweezers. And I'm just going to, ooh, which way? Oh, tormenting me. Oh, Phil, make your mind up. Let's go that way. There we go. So first things first, flowers going on first. Can I lighten the mood and say when are the... I'm not even looking at that. Why? Who's not in a good mood? Will we get a list of what you need beforehand? Yeah, I'm actually doing the group. I'm actually doing the group for the online workshop in the next few days. I'm not even looking at that, Mr. Richards. Right, so flower on first. And I'm going to put lots and lots of glue gel underneath this flower, because it's going to hold everything. Everything else is going to be tucked underneath this flower. So flower on first, and I'm going straight in the middle with this little flower. So straight in the middle of the card. The tag is getting tucked underneath. So just one flower. The tag is getting tucked underneath. Oh, that's so lovely. So you'll notice I'm doing all the decorating before we start paper piecing. And now I can bring in the bits and decide which sections I want to paper piece. So if I'm honest with you, if I was doing this and I had a lot more time, I would probably be systematic with this, and I would maybe do the outer ones and I would make it fit. But we're just going to do this randomly. So just a little bit of glue. If you've got your pickup tool will be very useful for this. So I'm doing these two first, and I'll just do the green on the outer. And it really is worth saving some of these little bits. I'll just bring it towards me a bit. I won't do loads because she'll be bored to tears watching it, but I need to do more than one. Then white. It is nice to have the white on white. Oops. Make sure it's the right way up. Let me just push that in a bit. Oops. I've just stabbed the card. If anybody's watching me for the first time, I promise you I know what I'm doing. And then we'll do a random one here. I'll just do a couple. I can't not finish this card. And you'll notice I'm doing them in twos. You can obviously use these in little shaker cards as well if you've got the patience. I'm not sure I would have, but somebody will. And then just do the white one next to it. I don't know whether you can tell looking at the screen, but when I put the white ones in, because they're not glittered, this is why we did the glittering beforehand, they do actually stand out, and it looks really lovely. I'm trying to find one that's the right way up. It's typical that they're all facing the wrong way. So let me just push these in. I know it's a bit of a faff. I'll probably stop after these two. No, I need another two, so sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's got to be done. If I don't do this now, I won't do it. So this is the wax pickup tool. As I mentioned, it does pick up little bits of paper, which is very convenient. And then I'll just do 4 more white ones, and then I'll finish the rest in my own time. And we are not having random pearls on this. We are having 4 corner pearls, aka Julia. Right, so that'll do for this. Let me just push them in. I'll save these for Ron. I'll save these for later on. Let me just move that to one side so I don't drop them. I've just got the foliage to tuck underneath. Obviously, I would do a few more in the green, but I don't want you to nod off. So remember, I've only got 1 flower in the centre. Now, where are my tweezers? I've just had them. Oh, they are. So I've only got 1 flower in the centre, so that means everything has got to come off from that flower. So that's 1 lot of foliage. And the other. This is why I love this leafy dye. And there we go. So demo number 1. Thank you very much. Just put the pearls on. Actually, I don't think I'm going to put pearls on. I don't think I'm going to put the pearls on. I've changed my mind. I don't think it needs them. So that is one way, just doing a little bit of paper piecing. Yeah. So very, very clean and simple. Yeah. So that's a nice, easy card. So that's demo number 1. I will paper piece some more, as you know, but I'll do that in my own time. So demo number 2, get a drink, Phil, and let's get cracking, because time runs away with you. There might be some pearls on it later. Who knows? Who knows? Well, I do. Oh, sugar. All the bits have just fell out. Which is an absolute pain in the neck. Right, I can't remember now which bits are which. Right, so we're moving now on to a Christmas card. So same card, but different. So very simple, very easy to do. Same but different. So we'll get cracking with this. This is actually a super, super quick card. And on this one, we've got the intricate tiles. So the intricate tiles is class in a glass, absolutely. Yeah, there will be some pearls on later, I'm pretty sure. So this is the intricate tiles, which is possibly one of my all-time favourites. Same as the floraling. That is glue, by the way. I'm just peeling off my finger. And so what I wanted to do for this one, let me just show you what I've done. So I've got exactly the same dimensions as the other card. So it's exactly the same size as the card that I've just made. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shade of blue, yeah, is cobalt. This is our cobalt blue cardstock, yeah. And it's just stunning. It's one of my favourite blues after Air Force, yeah. See, I can make simple cards, yeah. Do you ever put a verse on the inside of your cards or leave them blank? No, I usually do put... If I'm sending a card, I would put a verse in, Rob. But when I do demos, it's not a full card look. It's just the front. And And I got that tip from Sue Wilson many years ago, because most of what we do is demonstrating on TV or here. So we just do the fronts. It saves wasting the card at the back. So I'm going to do the same as we did before. So I'm going to pop on this flat piece. And what we're going to do with this, I mean, this is the easiest one to do what I'm about to show you, because we're just going to make that into a border. But it's how you put it together that makes it really quite nice. And it just adds white on white texture. And white on white is just classy. I've introduced a little bit of colour in the matting and layering, which is what I'm doing here. So I've matched the snowflake dye, as you can see, in the cobalt blue. And if you're making lots and lots of cards, this is a really easy way to do it. So foam tape, where are you? Yeah, it just says wasting the card, but I've done so many verse stamps now. If I was sending a card, I absolutely would use a verse. They just look nice as well. The stamped verses look really professional, and I'm going to take that back. I hate that phrase. Don't ever let me say that. They don't look professional. They look finished. They look polished. There's no such thing as a professional crafter, card maker. There's no such thing. We're all as good as each other. And I hate it when people say it makes your cards look more professional. There's no such thing. They're supposed to look handmade. Polished is fine. I can go with polished or finished or anything like that, but professional, no. I'm not a professional card maker. I just do it for a living. Right, so say exactly the same size as I mentioned. So this is cobalt blue with a layer, a matte and layer with a plain white piece on top. I'm going to glitter this before I move on. Oh, look at this. This is going to make you laugh. This is going to make you laugh. Are you ready for this? I've just seen this and it's not made me laugh. I wondered where all the bits were. Oh my god. Does anybody want to come and fix that for me? I'm putting the glitter on now, because it's easier to do it without the piece on top above it. Oh, that's going to drive me mad. And you know I'm going to sit and pick every bit out of there. Oh dear. Right, I'm not even looking at it. I'm trying not to look at it because it'll give me the ick. It'll give me an ick. So again with the diamond dust. So diamond dust is what I've used mainly for tonight, just because it's a nice change, and it's finer, so it works really well with the texture dyes because it's finer. Finer? More fine. Whatever. It works either way. Right, so moving on now to a different way. We're going to create a lovely little strip for this. So what I've got here is, this is a 15 by 15.5 centimetre top. So the top of this card is 15.5 by 15.5. And I've created 3 borders for this. I've created 3 borders. So I've got a 6 by 15.5, which will go straight down the middle. I've then got a 5.5 by 15.5, but can you see I've scored that on my scoreboard? So we can either have the debossed side or we can have the embossed, the raised side. I'm probably going to go with the raised, and I'm going to pop that on first with some tape. So that was just done on my scoreboard. So 1/2 centimetre and 1 centimetre on either side. So we are creating a central strip for this, and the reason I've chose this size card is to show you how you can adapt the texture dies that do not fit, because they are not 15.5 centimeters tall, how you can adapt them. Let me just stand up to do this. So I should have a teeny tiny border either side. You know, I don't like to make my life easy. Perfect. So I've now got the raised section from the scoreboard. There you go. And raised with the foam tape. Then we've got this central strip here, which is what I'm going to stick the doodah on. So I can see, look, that that's not going to fit on there. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to snip that off. So I'm just going to use this as a border, and I'm not going in with glue on the top. I'm going to pop this straight on and then glue some sections of it and glitter it. So I'm just snipping these a little bit shorter to match the other side a bit better. So this is still not going to fit on all the way. Now I know my snowflake is going straight in the middle, so you can see what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going straight down the middle with my big scissors, and I'm going to chop that one in the middle, straight down the middle. So we've now, obviously I'll be using that. I won't be wasting that. So we've now created a top and a bottom border basically. And brush glue, come back. Get the tea strainer out. I don't have a tea strainer. Will a sieve work? No, because the Diamond Dazzle's too thick to go. What am I doing? The Diamond Dazzle's too thick to go through a sieve, I think. So these are being glued top and bottom with the join in the middle. So I'm going straight to the top. I've taken about 4 hours to do one card. So acrylic block, remember. And then the same with the other side. And you can do this with any of the texture dies that has a symmetrical pattern, a symmetrical design. Get on. I love this one, it's so lovely. They all are, to be fair. So we've now got a top and a bottom to this little border. Remember to clean the glue off your blocks, by the way, because if it gets stuck in your stamps, it's an absolute pain in the neck. So this can now go onto the top of that section, again on foam tape. I think you're speeding along, Phil. It's only 8 o'clock. Oh, wow, it is. Oh, that's brilliant. Whoop, whoop. So this is also going straight down the middle on foam tape. So we've created 3 raised sections for the middle of this card. I am going to put a bit of glue on that. So up to the first card was using the, hang on just while I do this. The first card was using Floral ink. This one is using the intricate tiles. So we've created this almost like stepped effect using just a plain scrap, the deboss section or the emboss, whichever way you decide to go with it, and then the top part with the texture die. Let's get organised. Get a drink, Mr. Martin. Shut up and get a drink. That's all it is, Irene, it's just practice. So this is also going on foam tape. I'm going to clean that before I forget, because I know for a fact that it's easier to clean the glue whilst it's still wet. There we go. We are going to do a little bit of infilling with glitter. You can use waste card and play. I never think to chop up the background type dies, absolutely. That's what we've got time to do for. Don't forget the thingamajigs, yeah, the doodahs. What you call? Yeah, the texture dies were designed as Civ woodwork, Wendy says. Never, yeah, chop up. Absolutely, the texture dies were designed to be torn and tucked underneath for like mixed media style. But like this, when I, oh man, that's not straight, so that'll have to go at the bottom. When I go back in and fill that in with glitter, it's a completely different look to how the original die was designed. And that for me is a good value product when you can use it for more than one thing. In fact, you can use it for lots of different things. And there's something that I'm going to show you on the next card that you might not have even thought about. So that's 2 different ways we've used them so far. So if you were making, if this was to be your Christmas card for this year, for example, from one die cut, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd get 5 from one die cut because there are 5 rows on here. So let's pop this onto our card. Would this work with the grey board? Absolutely, Doreen. The grey board's a little bit trickier to cut because obviously it's thicker. But the A5 grey board, Doreen is asking me on Facebook. So like the intricate tiles grey board, you can cut all of the grey board down. Just when you're cutting it, just be careful. I tend to use my medium-sized scissors, so the next size up to this, they're a little bit sturdier. So I'm going straight on with this piece. This is just plain white card. You know I like to have lots of layers on my card. Lots of layers on my cards. You could leave this one out if you wanted, but why would you? It's a sheet of white card. I mean, I know I've used about 4 on each card, but that's because we can. So now we are creating another step. So we've effectively got 2 steps there. We're going to make this into a 3rd step, as you would expect. Clean and simple can still be very stylish, and that's what we're going for. Hi, Bev. This is why I wanted, so thank you. Heather, this is why I wanted to do the demo with the textured eyes. So when I show you these 3 cards next to each other, when I've finished, this is not counting what I showed you to do with them a few weeks ago. So do look back on the YouTube channel at the videos I've done before with the little pocket fold card. That was using the textured eyes. Yours will be neater than mine. I've squashed that texture up a little bit. So straight down the middle. Straight down the middle. And don't be naughty because we ain't got the energy. We've already had one mishap. Is that straight? Looks pretty straight to me. Let me see what that looks like on the screen. Yeah, it looks lovely and straight on the screen. Is it? I'm just tormenting myself. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's straight. So before we move on, we've got glittering to do. Now, I'll be honest with you, I would have used my cookie glue pen, but you know that this one doesn't work, and I can't find a bag that I know I've got somewhere with loads of them in. So when I'm at the shop on Wednesday, I'll be coming back with a load of quickie glue pens. So I'm going to glitter the base of this. So the first step, just along the edge. And before I run over it with the, diamond dust, I'm going to fill in some of these sections. So this is why I like the intricate tiles, because you can actually see, look, there are lots of different areas you can go back in with your quickie glue pen. You can paper piece with them, or you can go in with glitter, yeah. So I'm going to just, for the sake of speed, I'm just going to do the big areas on the outside of this. In fact, I'm lying to you. I'm doing them all. So this, let me just give you another tip whilst I'm doing this. I wouldn't do this with coloured glitter. If you were doing this with coloured glitter, I would cut the die on double-sided adhesive sheet and then stick it over the and then rub the glitter into it. Don't do it this way. I can only do this because I'm using diamond dust. It's transparent, and of course I'm using the biggest bottle of glue instead of using one of my small ones. So just bear with me. I don't need to do the half one, but you will see why it's worth doing this in a second. Just remember, the look you get from a double-sided adhesive sheet is different to this, because this will be raised. This will almost look like we've got raised glitter sections in the middle. So it's a slightly different, in fact I think it's a better look, to be honest. Bit fiddly. Absolutely worth it when you've got more time than I have. So this is a different way again with the textured eyes. And it's also easier if your glue's not thick like mine. Bear with me, I'm on the last one. You've probably spotted the snowflake already. So the snowflake I have already pre-glittered, and that's the blue one is obviously the cobalt blue cardstock. Right, here we go. And look how beautiful the diamond dust looks on the cobalt. How gorgeous is that? So let's fill this in. Oh, that's lovely. Obviously you won't see the full effect until the glue's dried, because it just looks like it's filled in, but when the glue dries clear, you will see all the sections properly. Did I have glue on my finger? I think maybe I did. Right, so we'll pop that to one side to dry. When that's dry, obviously the glue dries clear, so you will see the white cardstock from underneath. Oops. Oh, that was my back just creaked. So snowflake. Let's assemble the snowflake. These snowflake, let's have silver. These snowflake dies have all gone, I think. So, sorry. So a little bit of glue gel. These are the newest ones, but I can't remember what they're called. Silver pearl. Did you know Pearl was a singer? Am I right in thinking if the brush glue gets sticky, you can add water to it? Yeah, absolutely you can. You can do that with any of the glue. You can do that with any of our glue because it's thicker than normal PVA. It's not like normal PVA. Just don't go mad with the glue. Right, so I'm starting from the center. So I'm building this up on the card. It's just easier to do it in situ. And we're going to stack this snowflake because that's how they were designed. Remember, these are the stackable snowflake dies. And then I've got two little doodahs from the snowflake set. We're going to have one go in one direction and one go in the other. And then I've just got a sentiment to pop on. So one coming off that direction. One in the other direction. Why does the glue gel always want to be naughty when I'm live or on telly? And then one in the other direction. Yeah. So I'm just going to move that over here for a second. We've got our sentiment to stamp, and I am using one of the Just Saying festive sentiments because they're all smaller and I want a tiny sentiment for this. So here we go. Let's have... Well, there's too many choices. Too many choices. Just see how much space we've got. Because it's going down here, so I need to just see how much space we've got. Oh, I might put it there. Yeah, that's it. Job done. Blue ink pad. It's almost like I'm just talking to myself and you're all listening to me. which is just hilarious. So let's have Believe in the Magic of Christmas. Let's have that. That's a beautiful little sentiment. I am using Twilight. Believe in the magic of Christmas. What was I singing? I don't even know what I was singing. I must have been doing it. Oh, that's a good idea, Emma. Maybe. We have got some new alphabet dies next year. Oh, thank you, Linda. You're mesmerised, I'm demented, so between us, we're not doing bad. And if any of my family are watching, somebody might get this card for Christmas. Oh, I can't send it to Karen because she's seeing it. I'm just going to chop this on the guillotine. So funny. Isn't that lovely? That I love the Just Saying sentiments. They're really pretty. So let's just get this layered up. Oh, it's typical. I know, I'm very brave doing that by hand. Right, nearly done. And then I'll get a quick drink and then we'll get on with the last one. So I'll bring that card back in. Well, you can see it's starting to dry now, look. So you can start to see the dye underneath it. There you go, look. Once the glue's dried properly, I promise you will see the cardstock. So we've got a couple of little jobs to do to this card before we can move on. I'm going to pop the sentiment on first. I did use one that was bigger than I should have done. Yeah, let's go there. But it'll be right. Oh, I'm tormenting myself. No. No, no, no. Have you got any of which ones, Heather? Who was Jean? Oh, Elkie Brooks. Oh, bless her. Oh, is that what I sang? Pearl's a singer. You must have caught me in a good mood because I don't normally call her a singer. It's usually something not as nice. Right, so I'm going to cover that middle one up. It's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. Believe in the magic of Christmas. I think I should have come lower. It's too late. That's better. But is there a link for the sentiments I'm using? I don't know. The name of the stamps is them. I think they've all gone, if I'm honest with you. So these are the Just Saying festive sentiments. So if you just go on the website and type in just saying, it will come up with them all that we've got left. So yes, you absolutely could use a poinsettia for this jacket. It would look lovely. just change the colour of the card, obviously, to the what do you call it? Oh, come on, Phil, put your teeth in. The scarlet. I got there in the end. So just change the colour jacket of the card to scarlet. I much prefer the scarlet cardstock for poinsettias than the redder ones. Scarlet's a classy colour. So I'm making up for it now with pearls. Oh, and it just sits nicely underneath the tip of the snowflake. Right, stop there, Mr. Martin. Wouldn't dare cut a random matter sentiment freehand. Mine would be right wonky. Well, mine is, Bev, if you look. Look, that's not perfect, but I kind of like that it's not perfect. Right, so demo number 2 is now complete. So that's 2 completely different ways we've used the texture dies so far. One, we've cut it down to fit a square card. Oops, just squash that. So on the first demo, we've cut the texture die down to fit a square card. The second demo, we've cut it down to do a strip down a border. Yeah, super easy. In retrospect, everybody, if you're going to have a go at this card, don't use such a big sentiment. What did I say to you before I started? I said I need a tiny sentiment like this. And what did I use? One of the biggest ones. It should have been a tiny sentiment there. So I made a boo-boo there. So my mum can have that. If you're watching, Mum, sorry. Right, so demo number 3. It must be some sort of record, this. And this is actually the quickest demo. So, not that one. This is actually the quickest demo, so planned it just about right. So this is now a demo that I can show you with a couple of different options. Sorry, everybody. And I know when I was prepping this, I couldn't decide which way to go. So I'm going to try and show you all the different options that I came up with whilst I was prepping this. So this is obviously a pink card again. I know what's going on. What's going on? And a little bit of adhesive from the foam, from the tape. So this is, it still looks good. Thank you, Wendy. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do, everybody? Forgive me, but I'm taking that off. And I'm going to do a proper one if we've got time at the end, because I knew that was too big. I'll do it at the end. Oh, thanks, Lorraine. Right, so same size card again, everybody. In fact, let me just check everybody on the tube. It is quite tactile, Zoe. You would love it, actually. I'm going to have to invest in some of the texture dyes. So this is Jan is saying over, and so is Alison. What I would recommend, and it's easy for me to say this because I've obviously got them all, but the three newest ones, I've already told you. Flora Link is one that you're going to use a lot because it's got the flower shape in it. And I also think that the Brick Wall is a good one. But I love the filigree hearts. Look at this. Anyway, get a drink, Phil, and shut up and get on with this card. I would always recommend the Floral Ink because it's stunning. And if you've got time and patience, the different options for paper piecing with it are just mind-blowing. Right, so same as before, we are going to stick these layers together and straight onto the card. This is the quickest demo, however, there are a couple of things I want to show you, so let me get cracking with this. Because the card, particularly the card that I'm making now, there are just so many different permutations and different ways you could interpret this card and different ways you could use the texture dyes on it to make it look different every time. So if you make cards and sell them, you absolutely could do a lot with this card shape. Now I've chosen the heart. For the aperture, just purely because I'm using the filigree hearts, which is just, it's beautiful. In fact, I wished I'd cut it in mirror card. Can you imagine what that looks like in mirror card? But you can replicate this card that I'm about to do with a circle aperture, a hexagon, an octagon, a square, or whatever you want. It will still work whichever you do. So let's get this on and pop the glitter on, same as the other cards. Now I remember somebody saying to me, it's 8 o'clock, but time flies. Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow, Jan. Well, don't forget, you've got 10% off the texture dyes until Friday. Oh, well, certainly until Saz has finished her demo on Thursday evening in the Facebook group. Oh. Oh, I'm a piece missing. That's going to bug me. Why have I done that? That's going to bug me, everybody. No. No. What have I done wrong? Oh no, it's right. Panic over. You know I would have stopped and cut another piece if it was wrong. I like to have them the same, so same but different, and then you can see them side by side. So remember, no glue on the base. 2029 now. That's not bad, is it? 3 cards in a... Well, almost 3 cards. So same as before. I'm gluing around this. I've purposefully done the same card, which is why I was panicking then. I've purposefully done the same size card so you can see how different they look. So for me, for somebody who's done this for years, I like to see same but different. I like to see, if I'm investing in dies and stamps, I like to see things done differently with the same products. I think it looks fab. And it also shows you just how much use you're going to get from something. If that makes sense. I just threw it over the top. And I knew I was doing it. I don't know why I did it. Oh dear. Right, so again, pop that to one side. So here we go with the options. Let's just show you. Now, I've been very naughty because I know I'm almost 100% sure that we do not have any of these dies left. So I'm going to apologise to you now. So I've created the aperture with the charmed hearts, and I've got the outer piece to go on to create the frame around my aperture look. So I'm going to glitter this, as you would expect. As you would expect. So same as we've done with all the others. On the mat at the side, over the top with the brush glue, and then dunk it in the diamond dust. If by any small miracle, I'm just going to say this once, if by any small miracle we've got any of the original charming dies left, and I mean any of them, if by, like I say, by any small miracle we have got any left, get them, is what I'm saying. If you can, easy for me to say, I know, but get them, especially if we've got the star. If we've got the star, if we've got the charmed star, you need it in your life because it's brilliant for men's cards as well. Just saying. I will never restock the original charming dies, because I've restocked them about 4 or 5 times and I won't do it again now. So apologies to anybody who's new to me, but who knows, maybe there is something coming, who knows. Anyway, so I've got that there. I'm going to leave that there as long as I possibly can to dry. So you already know that it's easy to take your texture dies. It's easy to take your texture dies and pop them behind an aperture, and that's the kind of look you're going to get. So we already know that just by using them behind an aperture, it looks beautiful. So I'm just going to give you a top tip. If you are going to do that and just pop it behind an aperture, instead of having it flat onto the underneath piece, put it on the back of your aperture. So with the filigree hearts, I've chose the filigree hearts on purpose. Let me just see if I can show you this. So if I go to the bottom of this heart shape, look, I can literally line up that little heart at the bottom so that it's central. The one at the top on the peak needs to be a little bit higher, actually. There you go. So this, when I flip it over, if it doesn't move, look how beautiful that is. How beautiful is that die? And of course, if it's stuck on the back side of the aperture, when you raise this on foam tape, you're going to get all the dimension of the cardstock that's underneath. So you can mix and match and change colour. So you could just put a square of mirror card in the centre of there, for example, then pop your aperture over the top, and then job done, Bob's your uncle. However, I'm not doing that tonight because that's just easy peasy. And when I was cutting these bits, look, so when I was creating my apertures, I already knew I wanted to show you 2 different options, and these are they. So I could glitter this whole piece here, yeah. I could glitter this whole piece here and stick it over the pink. So that little tip that I've just given you with the heart at the bottom, look, it will still work if you go over the top of this and create a lacy heart. In fact, I think I might do this. Oh, however, so that's white on pink. If you go pink on white, look how beautiful this is. If you go pink on white, which is possibly what I'm going to do, it's still going to fit. Everybody needs the filigree hearts in the life. Honestly, it's stunning. There is no way I was going to paper piece this tonight because it's just too time consuming. However, when you've got time to do this, if you cut this in whatever, 2 different shades, 3 different shades of the same colour, so 3 different shades of blue, 3 different shades of pink, that kind of thing, and then you've got these 2 top sections, these 2 middle sections, and the 2 tiny hearts. Look, can you see? You imagine how it'll be spectacular. It'll be absolutely phenomenal. However, there is another option. I think I'm going to go, this'll give you an idea. Look, everybody, so pop that on there. Well, I can't because that's wet. I can't because that's wet. I'm still using the aperture, but I'm going above it, so I know that the white card is going to be showing from underneath. Effectively, what I'm doing, look, is framing one of these, and do you know what? I think that's the direction I'm going to go. I'm going to go pink on white, and it will bring out the pink from the layer. So now I've decided what I'm doing, I'm going to show you another little technique. There were just too many options. There were too many choices when I was trying to decide how to do this, because every one of them will look fantastic. So I'm going to show you now one of the other options. If I just find, you can see, look, I've got my sponge sugar ink pad. Oops, apologies if I just knocked the camera. So we've now got kitchen roll. Where are you? Look at this piece of kitchen roll. We've now got another option. I am going to do this. In fact, before we move on, let me just glitter that. I'm going to glitter it because I can, because I want to, and because that diamond dust glitter will look fantastic on top of the... I'm running out of glue. Have I got another one of these? I better have. Oh, I have, yeah. This diamond dust glitter will look amazing on top of the pink cardstock. You saw how good it looked on the cobalt. So any transparent glitter or translucent glitter, i.e. diamond dazzle, diamond dust, is going to look gorgeous on top of coloured cardstock. Or our coloured cardstock, I should say. So let me just do this, and it can be drying while we're messing. This looks... I'm going to show you, because... Oh, look at this. Look at that. How absolutely beautiful is that? Love it, love it, love it. Put it there and let it dry. And we'll move on to what I keep going on about now. Phil's going shopping at his store soon. I am. I'm going on Wednesday. And we all know my kind of shopping. I don't think anybody else would get away with it, except maybe Karen. Right, so keep that there because that's what we're going on to. So now I've got the spare piece, because I know I'm using that, and I know I'm using the white heart, and I know I'm using the white surround. Another option, you can use your die as a stencil. So this is really cool for doing background. So had I wanted to, we could have kept everything plain, and I could have stenciled through this, carried it on. So I'm going to just do it on here just to show you how beautiful this die is as a stencil. In fact, I might even turn this into a stencil next year. I'm sure they'll love me, the people who make it. I'm just making sure it's central, because it's very intricate. Are you ready for this? Just remember, try and hold it down. Just try and hold it down so you don't move. I might have moved, so forgive me if I have. You'll get the idea. Look at that. How stunning is that? How absolutely gorgeous is that? and then, I mean, I can't do it now because I've covered the white in with ink. But then go back in. Oops, let me find it. I'm trying not to smudge it. Go back in with your white cardstock or your mirror card or whatever. And look how pretty that is. How gorgeous is that? So stenciled on inked, obviously. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that because you can do that with all the texture dies. So all of the texture dies will give you that stencil capability. It's just an added bonus, to be honest. Sit still. Right. Whew. Here we go. So now let's get this card put together. I do need to put this on before I put the foam tape on the back of here, otherwise it becomes too fragile. So I'm putting the heart on first. I don't think I've ever done 3 demos on a live. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, because somebody will know better than I do. So I'm putting this on first. Remember the tip I've already given you about glittery frames, etc. Use your acrylic block, not your fingers. And that just stops you damaging the frame and distorting the card at the same time. Do you use stencil glue? No, never, Rob. And if I'm honest with you, I don't usually bother securing the stencils down either. I just hold them. I've got a good grip. Oh, look how pretty that is. Even with the hair stuck underneath it. So let's just pop that on there as well. So that will keep that dry. So this is now going on straight onto the card on foam tape. Although I've used all my foam tape. Bear with me a second. It's a good job I've got loads of these in. And now follow the tips tonight, Irene. Full of something tonight. Right, let's get that popped on. I've quite enjoyed it. Do you know why I've enjoyed doing this? Because it's not what I normally do. I don't normally do simple, as in clean and simple. You know what my version of clean and simple is. It's usually still got lots of decoration or embellishments on it. And sometimes it's nice to challenge yourself and get out of your comfort zone. And if I can make simple cards look pretty, that's just a bit of a bonus. Anybody can. So just remember, when you go around an aperture with foam tape, make sure you cover you go as close to the edge as you can to stop it from sagging in the middle. Nobody wants a saggy one. Oh, it's typical. It is worth taking the time to do this. I don't bother with little foam pads. little piece in there, and then just 2 bits there. It just keeps your card sturdy. It's one of my pet hates. We take all this time to make beautiful cards, and then you look at some and they've either used too much glue or it's sagging in the middle, and it's just sad. It upsets me. So let's get this on. So clearly I'm using the aperture, but I'm only using the aperture as a what would you call it, a section to pop the actual die cut in. So it's creating the illusion of lots of layers when in actual fact there is only 2. I do have a bin at the side. I'm not throwing this all over the floor. Crafty challenge with members of DT to push away your comfort level. Yeah, it's a good idea, that. And this is why it's nice to see, like in the box kit. I'm assuming you've all had your box kit now. So when I sat and read mine, I look at some of the cards that people have made from the practical publishing design team, and I look at them and I think, well, I would never make that. I would just never make it. But how fabulous to see other people's ideas using the same products. So back to the card base. What time are we on? 10 to. We should just about be done. I mean, that's just pretty before I add anything else to it. And remember, it doesn't matter whether it's the heart, aperture, whether it's a square, a circle, or whatever. This will work regardless. If you've got the debossed double stitched big dies, the A4 ones, you imagine how many different variations you're going to be able to make with this. So back to the glittery pink hearts. We know what's happening to this because I've already told you. It's going straight onto there. And I've got to be honest with you, it really wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't matter which way round you did this, because I think it would look pretty. It would look pretty white on white, pink on pink, white on pink. It really wouldn't matter. So let's get this layered up. And we already know that one of these little hearts at the bottom is going to give us the perfect, or it will be when I've moved that a bit. Hang on. It will be, there we go. So you know what not to do. What not to do is to push that down with your hand. What to do is use your acrylic block, because acrylic blocks can be, look at all this glue, look. I think I must be ready for my holiday. Look at that. I don't know why I did that with my finger. Oh, thank you, Sue. So I'm just holding that down with the acrylic block. Tweezers. There you are. So tweezers. Let me just clean my mats. Bear with me a second. I should have done that on the other mat at the side. I know better than to get glue on this mat. Okay. And then I'm just going to turn that round and snip off the excess. You can see it's still a little bit wet. So we've now used the texture dye in a completely different way again. And this is why I think they're so good, because although I've designed them, as I mentioned earlier, to be torn and tucked underneath your foliage, your flowers, etc., to create backgrounds with, they just do so much more. If ever there was a dye that was worth its money, the texture dyes are it, because of all the different options. I'm trying to keep these sections, so I'm trying not to cut into them too much, because these little bits that are left over can be tucked underneath your flowers, so don't waste any of the little bits. Where did I miss? Oh, I missed one. There's always one, as the saying goes. So these bits, look, I'll save these. Pop them there for a minute. And let's just see if we need to do any titivating. And I don't. Look how pretty that is. How beautiful is that? It's still not 100% dry, so let me just pop that there. And I just want to do a little sentiment just whilst that's drying. And I am going to stamp the sentiment in black, because there isn't a pink that matches my candy pink card. If you look at the sponge sugar, it's completely different, and that would just annoy me. Now I know exactly what I'm doing with this sentiment, and I'm doing this to, I know I want mum, so let's just see which words to use. So I'm using a combination look of these, just saying relatives, because I want mum. And I'm marvellous mum, magnificent mum, lovely mum, oh lovely mum, marvellous mum, lovely mum, special mum, oh my god, too many options, precious mum, precious. That's what I'm going to have, because I can. So these, I'm going to use these as separate words, and this was the whole point of these, if you remember when I first released them. What did I say? Precious mum. So let me do precious first, because let's face it, all mums are. And I'm doing these as separate words, and you'll see why in a second. Oh, that's fantastic. That's the wrong one. Not that my mum's not fantastic, but it's not the word I wanted. Precious. My precious. I need to stand up, I can't see because the light's reflecting off the acrylic block. So precious. My precious. My precious. I've got glue all over my fingers. Don't let me make 3 cards again, everybody. It's too messy. So precious. and Mum. I think everybody needs to have it's easy again for me to say, but the acclamation sentiments are particularly good because you can use them for just about everybody. So you've got to blah 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 at the top, and then all these acclamational words. But I'm literally just having precious Mum. Karen usually tells me whose birthday is coming up, so I can tie it in, but I think we're all birthdayed out for this year. Oh no, we're not. I've got a niece. Boxing Day. Oh, sugar. I've got a niece on Boxing Day. Precious Mum. So we are nearly done. So if you're starting to get bored and nod off, I've only got a couple of minutes to go. And then we can put all these to one side. We can put all these side by side and show you how they look together. So precious Mum. And they're not quite dry, but I am going to stick them onto the pink. So just bear with me. If I'm doing it properly. So you know why I've mounted it onto a bit of the pink is so that it stands out above the heart. That's a good idea, Alison. Not sure. I'd have to plan that, so to make sure that all the bits that are left over are bits that I can use. But yeah, it's a good idea. Right, here we go. Let's put this card together. So no flowers on this card. It literally is just the hearts and the sentiment, no extras. Which is exactly what I wanted for this. I need to the tree. Yeah, bank loan first. Jan, do you know what, Jan? The biggest advice I can give you as somebody who's new is to get bits that you know you're going to use for more than one thing. Yeah. That's the biggest tip I can give you. Right, everybody. So we're now going to build this together. If I just show you, look, options again. But I'm going in, as you would expect. In fact, I'll put some foam tape on first. We're going to raise this center panel, this center heart, so that it's higher than the aperture. And it's just easier to do that with foam tape and then glue gel on top of the foam tape. I'm rubbish at time management, in case you can't tell. So I'm going to do too high with the foam tape. Too high with the foam tape. And then I am also going to pop a little bit of glue gel on that as well. Just to give me a little bit of scope for manoeuvring. And this time I think I will put a couple of pearls in the corner. So the heart's going on first. So remember we are double height foam tape with some glue gel just so that I can push that into position. That is so pretty, look at that. And I know that I'm popping the sentiment on there. I know what you're saying. I'm covering up some of the heart, but it's my brain. My brain needs symmetry. Not the cemetery, symmetry. And then I'm going to finish with the four pearls in the corner, which I don't do very often, if I'm honest with you. But this kind of is asking for it. It's begging for it. I very rarely do the 4 pearl thing anymore, but this shape or this layout is asking for it, and it's just a nice little finishing touch in the corners. Yeah, I was right, it does look better with them. Right, so once I've done this, I will bring the other 3 cards in. I will do a quick reminder. We are just gone 9 o'clock again. We were 9:05 last night, but last week, but that's fine. That's okay with me. How pretty is that? Sorry, I know I'm faffing. That is just so lovely. It's the simplest thing, look. But how pretty is that? Right, let me bring in the other cards so I can show you the 3 different ways that we've used the texture dies tonight. And I'll do a quick reminder for you that we have 10% off all the texture dies that we've got left. Now, I do know that some have sold out and I won't restock. So you know the score, you know the drill, you know what I'm like. I've got to just quickly do the sentiment for this. Let me just do it, because I won't be happy until I've done it. I won't be happy until I've done it. So let me just do what I want. It's easier. It's easier to let me have my own way. Oh, let me take that off. Oh, I've took it off. So I'm just going to quickly stamp what I should have stamped in the first place, which was the teeny tiny sentiment. I knew I needed to do a teeny tiny one, and yet I still did a bigger one. And I'm hoping I get away with it, because it's going to have to be in the centre. Merry Christmas. It'll only take me a second, bear with me. Bear with me. So just while I'm doing this, let me give you all a quick reminder. If you haven't yet joined our Facebook group, it's there on the screen for you. So Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. Remember, you must answer the group application questions when you ask to join. Otherwise, the system will kick you out. It just won't accept the request. It won't kick you out. It just won't accept the request. Yeah. So that is the Facebook group. And Facebook page. We will do the giveaways in a minute. And I'm going to do one of the texture dies for each of you. Not each of you. One from Facebook. One from Facebook, one from YouTube. So if you haven't yet, please do make sure you have liked and followed the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. Oh yeah, that's much better. I knew I was right. Instagram. I'm just doing all this now. Saves us doing it at the end after I finish sticking this together. Yeah, that's much better, look. So Instagram, TikTok. Oh, that's better. That's better, look. That other one was just too thick. So TikTok, the YouTube channel, if you haven't yet, please do get on and get subscribed. It's very much appreciated. So now let's look at these cards side by side just before you all get fed up. So here we go. Can I get them all on screen? I'll take... Saz, don't worry about photos. I'll take some proper ones in the morning. I know Saz is probably panicking trying to get photos for me. Well, I'm faffing. There we go. So, texture dies, 3 different ways. Same card, 3 different ways. So this was the first one that we did, which was using the Floral Ink texture die. And hope the heart die hasn't gone. Have you not got it yet, Jean? The doodah, the charmed hearts. You better go and have a quick look, because I honestly don't think we've got any. So that was using the Floral Ink, which is quite possibly my favourite. I'm going to paper piece a few more sections in the morning. I'm not doing it tonight. So that was us chopping it down to fit a square card. This was the second one that we did, which is building up the steps in the centre. And then using the intricate tiles, chopping that into a strip. So that was the intricate tiles. We've chopped it into a strip and then created a central panel from that. You can actually see now the cardstock underneath. So that's better for you, look. So that was the second one. And then the last one, very, very simple, letting the texture die do the hard work. This was the filigree hearts, which I personally love. And look how beautiful it is with the diamond dust over the top of the candy pink cardstock. That might have a flower on tomorrow when you see the photo. I might not be able to resist it. But there you go. That's the same card, 3 different ways, using the texture dies in 3 different ways. And literally, I haven't touched the surface. I haven't scratched the surface of what you can do with these fabulous dies. So 10% off will last until Saz's demo finishes, I believe, on Thursday night in the Facebook group. Oh, Chris has just told you, Jean, it's still available. You better go and get it. In fact, let me show you what it looks like. Have I got mine on here? Here it is. Jean, I bet you've already got this. This is the Charmed Hearts. Charmed Hearts. There you go. And I've used the middle size to do that. Anyway, right, let's do the giveaways. So the giveaways, I'm going to do one of the texture dies. It'll be a random one, whatever the girls pick up at the shop. So if your name is drawn, chosen, you know the drill. Private message on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page with your name and address, and a little reminder that you've won one of my texture dies. So here we go. Alice said, I'm just on YouTube. Alice just put, I almost choked on my Horlicks then, one for each of us. Can you imagine? Right, so let's over to YouTube. I'm going to do the winner for YouTube first. So good luck, everybody. Remember to do your thumbs up for me. It's down there somewhere. So just click the thumbs up for me before you go on YouTube. Rob, come on, you're supposed to be monitor. So good luck, everybody, on the tube. And my mouse has landed on Sandra Davey. So Sandra Davey, congratulations. My mouse has landed. Do you want me to open it in a spam? So congratulations, Sandra Davey. private message, Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, name and address, and a reminder that you've won one of the texture dies. If you are not on Facebook, it's not a problem. Just give the shop a ring tomorrow and tell them that you've won one of the giveaways tonight, and then they'll message me and double check. So thank you everybody on YouTube. I will see you next Monday for our last live before Christmas, because I am away on, yep, tell them Rob, come on everybody, get liking. Yeah, I go away a week on Wednesday. So thank you everybody on YouTube. I will see you next Monday evening. And don't forget to watch Saz on Thursday evening in the Facebook group. So thanks everybody. Over to Facebook. Good luck everybody. Oh, you can tell I've enjoyed it because I'm normally done by now. Is it still showing as stock, Chrissy? Oh, she's got that, not the texture one. Oh, bless you. Now I know what you mean. I thought it'd be odd if you didn't have the charmed one. Right, so good luck, everybody. And my mouse has landed on Jackie Evans. So congratulations, Jackie. You've won one of the texture dies. Same procedure, private message on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, name and address, and just a reminder that you've won one of the texture dies, and the girls will get them posted off to you as soon as possible. So let's just do a little close-up before I leave you all. Remember, the 10% off the texture dies will last until either Friday or until Saz has finished her demo on Monday for Thursday night. Aren't they just gorgeous? Quick and easy cards. I almost feel guilty for this one because it's very quick and easy. The other two look a bit fancier. So that might have a couple of little flowers on it tomorrow when I take a photo. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've thoroughly enjoyed making clean and simple cards for a lovely change. And remember to get in the Facebook group if you're not already in it. I'm going to talk to Karen now about what was happening earlier. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. I've just seen it just as it flicked off the screen. The monthly challenge before I go away, I'd completely forgotten. So, good, when am I going to do it? It's probably going to be Thursday when I've got time to do it. But remind me on Thursday, Chrissy. So, thanks, everybody. I will see you on Monday evening.